All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Angry Black Women podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie. And honestly, I do apologize for not giving y'all the content that I promised y'all. But if y'all realize how irritating it is to be doing this on an iPhone, I need a camera, bro. I need a camera. I'm doing this on an iPhone. Footage keeps getting lost. Footage keeps not uploading to the systems that I'm using to edit, and then the systems that I'm using to edit aren't easy to edit on. I'm used to I grew up doing Final Cut Pro, and now for the last couple of years I've been doing TikTok, and TikTok is extremely easy editing platform. So I'm used to editing in a very easy way, and now I have to find something else to edit on. And I've been losing footage has been not uploading. Yesterday I recorded, I tried to do that, and then the only thing that got saved was when I started doing book recommendations, because it's Black History Month. And well, every month is every month that I wake up black is Black History Month. And but yeah, it's just been difficult to actually get the content out and edit it because I cough a lot. I don't want people listening to my coughs. And honestly, if this video don't do what I want it to do, y'all might just have to hear the coughs. Y'all just gonna have to hear the coughs because I'm tired. I'm irritated. I don't feel like doing this shit no more. But I do want to keep my platform and build my platform because TikTok is on bullshit. And when I say on bullshit, I mean like on bullshit. They're suppressing my videos, not counting my views. Like, people are watching my videos, but they're saying people weren't. People are reposting my videos, and then it'd be like, "No, you still got one view." Had 3 people reposted within the last 60 seconds, and only okay, forget it. Actually, forget it. And it's only because I don't agree with y'all politically. This whole app is now owned by Israel. Y'all should have knew they was gonna do that. I told y'all. I fucking told y'all. But it's just been a lot trying to get everything together to do this podcast. So bear with me if you're still gonna listen to me. I definitely appreciate it, and I love y'all for that. And I do apologize that I've been kind of lacking on my book talk page because I haven't really had any chances to read. I've been extremely busy trying to get stuff done for my move, because I really do have to get out of this country. But what I came on here to talk to y'all about today was is Black History Month. Courtney J, Shabuzi, and Deontay Kyle, cut that shit until next month. I'm really not joking. Courtney J, get on. And honestly, I really we're not even gonna talk about that, because I think a minute ago I blocked her, and I can't remember what I blocked her for, but I think it was because she said something transphobic, and then later she apologized for it. But me personally, I don't agree when people say something in anger or say something where they're drunk and then apologize for it later, because I feel like that's your true opinion. So she been blocked. She was unblocked because, well, I know she wasn't unblocked. Well, she was unblocked so I could find the video, because somebody came on my For You page saying that Courtney J said this, and I like to go to the source, so I unblocked her so I could go see what she said. And Courtney J over there talking about I'm so sick of all Black people talking like y'all don't understand what other people are talking about when they're saying that there were some Black people that voted for Donald Trump. It was like 13% of them. Nobody said that no, y'all putting words in our mouth. Nobody said that no Black people voted for them. We said comparatively, okay? This is mean and median. This is stuff we learned back in high school, middle school, if you're fancy. We said by and large, we did not vote for him. And so when you are correcting people and when you are trying to advocate, you need to be talking to everybody before you talk to us. Every single demographic. Men before you talk to women, every other color person before you talk to us. And that's what I mean. And no one ever said that this wasn't our problem. We said that it was our problem first, because before it was Renee and before it was Alex, it was Keith Porter Jr. and nobody was saying anything. And for years, it's been people. And we've been telling y'all that, hey, but now since it's the caucuses, now y'all are like, oh my God, this is horrible. They're killing American citizens. They've been killing American citizens, and not even just Black people. They've been killing all of our citizens. And we've been saying something and y'all haven't. So yeah, it is a tit for tat. It is very much a we told y'all so, we've been telling y'all. And you're like, no, they can be corrected too. First of all, not in this fucking month, okay? This month, I want us to all be saying kumbaya and shit, okay? We do not need to be having diaspora wars this month. This is really irritating the fuck out of me. Why are we doing this month? Y'all doing too much. All we said, and we never said it wasn't our problem, it's been our problem. This shit came from the slave catchers. Insurance came from us. There was insurance there that was insuring their slaves. I can't believe they're taking them into ICE detention centers and porta potties with her hands tied behind her back. We can. The prison system has been this vicious. And y'all over here talking about the Epstein files. I cannot believe they're eating people. I can. They ate us. I can't believe that anyway, we're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to get back to the Epstein files. But Shabuzi, everyone's like, oh, Shabuzi, you can't take what he said. He was just saying that we should all be looking forward and immigrants together, this, that, and the third. He wasn't taking away from Black Americans. When you say something like immigrants built this country, I don't give a fuck what you actually meant. We don't care what you meant. That's y'all problem now. And that's why y'all got that president in the United States of America, White House, because y'all taking people by what they meant and not what they said. He said that immigrants built this country when it was really my grandma and my great-grandma and then my great-great-great-grandma. Yes, it does take away. And no, and y'all doing these, y'all like, oh, y'all are making y'all are perpetuating diaspora wars. No, we're not. And even if we are, that's for us to do because it's our month. But even if we are, y'all do this shit too, okay? Because no one ever said the shit that y'all said. We have no problem with immigrants. Absolutely no problem with immigrants. And really all of y'all is motherfucking immigrants because this is stolen land. This is stolen land. You're saying immigrants built this country. First of all, this country was built before any of y'all got here. And the reason why white people believe in aliens is not the same reason why we believe in aliens. The reason why white people believe in aliens is because when they got to this land and they saw what was built, they was like, oh, hell no. There ain't no way that these people build this with sticks and molds and what. Yeah, they was lying. They're lying about history because there's no way you can. If you ever been to a Latin American country, if you ever been to a South American country, and you go and see those ruins, your eyes will pop out of your head seeing what was built before white people came and tore this country down. You're Nigerian. You're gonna claim that before you're American. I love that for you, but we're not perpetuating any bad narratives towards Nigerians. That was the white people telling their kids they're starving kids in Nigeria. Have you ever met a motherfucking Nigerian? They ooze money. They ooze wealth. Have you ever been to Nigeria? I haven't, but I'll tell you what, I know they rich. That was only white people getting scammed by Nigerian princes, okay? Because we know good and damn well they got multiple bank accounts. Have you ever met a Nigerian? This is, Shabuzi is a plant sent by the CIA, and I'm really irritated by him. I don't give a fuck what he actually meant. Oh, you guys are taking things out of context. No, I'm taking it in the context. Shut the fuck up during Black History Month. Deontay Kyle, I actually didn't hear exactly what he said. I only been listening to commentary on what he said. So I can't actually comment on whether he was right or wrong about FBAs. But what I will tell you is, why the fuck are we talking about this during this month? Talk about the other colored people, literally every other colored people. Do not, and I don't even know if this is an old clip. This might be an old clip and everyone's bringing it up this month. And why the fuck are y'all doing that during Black History Month? I can't really comment on what he said and if he was right or wrong because I've just been hearing what other people said about what he said. But what I will say is, if he did do it this month, this is not the month to do that shit. Wrap that shit the fuck up during Black History Month. I'm not in the mood for it. And that's on period. I'm done with that. And I ain't gonna hold you. In other news, this white man brought his ass to a school full of children and attacked them and got his ass knocked off. It was amazing. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe. Yeah. Yeah, I can believe it. Y'all don't realize kids are actually extremely dangerous and we're highly intelligent. I can sense danger and I'm going to defend myself during the danger. When I was a kid and they used to do drills, school shooting drills, because they're not going to say, you know, when a drill is a drill, because they'll say this is a drill. When it's not a drill, they were always going to say something like Billy's in the building. And it took them a long time to actually tell the kids what the code word is. But it'll be something like Billy's in the building. That's the real thing. So if you hear Billy's in the building, me and my best friend had 16 different ways to get out of the building. They talk about, so no, we got to go on lockdown. Who? Girl, you meet me at B house steps and then we go out the back. If you in A, while I'm in C. Then both of us get out the doors that we at, and then one of us makes it to the car. Whoever at the car, pull it around. Make sure you pull it around by the field and not in front of the school. Because if you're in front of the school, you could be trapped, and then you could come outside shooting. So make sure you pull it over to the field, and then we're gonna get out that way. But whoever get out first, do not come back in the school. We had all types of ways to get up out of this building. I'm not staying here, and I'm not staying here. We are very intelligent. We can sense danger immediately and remove ourselves. That's the reason why I really don't like what's going on in the schools right now with the teachers, because why are y'all teachers if y'all hate these kids? I seen two distinctive videos this month of two teachers that don't give a fuck about kids. If you don't hate them, you definitely don't give a fuck about them. It was one lady, she called ICE on the kids' parents saying, I don't know, they might be some. They might be some. I don't know what the fuck they is, but they might be some. And if they is, get them the fuck out of my country, which is crazy because this was not your fucking country. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a second. But she was like, yeah, get them the fuck out of here. And so the guy is repeating her words back to her. He's just not enthusiastic about it. And she's like, you make it sound like I'm evil. Bitch, I'm just repeating your words back to you. You want this kid to be all alone. And then if he's not, if he doesn't have his papers, then I want his ass gone too. Get him the fuck out of here. And she's like, I want to talk to your supervisor. That's all they want to do all the time is talk to a motherfucking supervisor. And that's why I don't believe in the customer's right mentality, because that shit came back from civil rights and before civil rights, when white people used to come into our stores and our businesses and treat us like shit. And then we said, get the fuck out. And then they said, I'm spending money here. Actually, we don't need your motherfucking money. You know, the customer is not always right. And that's where that shit came from. And that's why they started teaching the customers right. But we don't go back to this lady. So she was like, yeah, I want to speak to your supervisor. And so they were like, well, he was just telling you that the parents are documented and the child is documented. So good for you. The kid won't be alone. And she's like, y'all just, ugh, I don't even think this line is real. Yeah, because you hate that kid. You don't give a fuck about that kid. You literally see them as a different person because, okay. And then there was this guy who had an autistic student, and he really pissed me the fuck off. And if I was the mom of that kid, I would have came up and I need his job. Either I need his job or he's gonna have to run me my fade. But he was saying that he was talking to the kid like a hoe. He was talking to the kid like, run me my motherfucking money. He was like, yeah, if I'm late again because of you and your autism, ADHD, whatever the fuck you got, we gonna have to do something because this is ridiculous. And you using that shit as an excuse. And the kid is like, I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm giving you a reason. And for a neurodivergent child to be, especially a high functioning neurodivergent child, the fact that when you explain things to people and they still get angry with you, that is a way to make us shut the fuck down. Because now I'm actually about to shut up because you're actually dumb. He was talking to that kid like he was a hoe off the motherfucking corner and he was his pimp. Run me my motherfucking money, bitch. If I was the mom, I would have came up to that school and acted a damn fool. Why are y'all treating children like this if y'all hate them? Why are y'all teaching? If y'all hate kids, and I ain't the biggest fan of kids, but I don't fucking hate them. I would never be in a customer service standing position if I hated kids. Like the sight of a child disgusts me. I know personally, I don't want a child. And that's why they can't send me to one of these motherfucking camps. They really need to wrap that shit up by tomorrow, or at least until I get the fuck out of here, because I've been told y'all this is gonna happen. But they talking about sending the girls to marriage camps if you're not married, and then charging you like $17,000 for taxes if you don't have children. You actually don't want me to have a child. If I had a child right now, I would be the dad. I would drop that kid off at my mama's house. And I told my stepdad this. If I had a child right now, I would drop it off at you and my mom's house. And you, her, and my dad would have to figure out how to raise it until it's 18 years old. I'm leaving the country and I'm changing my name. This child will never see me again. I am a very selfish person, which is not an insult. It's a characteristic of my personality. I like things and I like my things and I want my things. You have to share with children when you're their parent. Not me. Not me. And I don't teach children that they have to share either. With my little cousins, which are basically my motherfucking kids. Okay, I love motherfucking kids. I share with them because I'm in their motherfucking house. But they don't have to share with me And if they're mad at me, I tell them to go tell their motherfucking mama so they can see her defend them. Oh, my cousin be like, "What, you want to fight about it?" Actually, I do. Because I told him that we gonna run the fade, and I meant that. I be fighting my little cousins. I have videos of me fighting them. Yes, I'm about to run a fade with this little child. I am. Of course, I'm not gonna hurt them or anything because I fucking hate kids. Y'all hate kids, disgusted by them, and you're putting yourself in situations where you're in their space. That's, to me, that's terrible parenting. Especially if you're gonna have a child and then hate them and then treat them like shit and enjoy their pain. What's the fucking Evelyn from Basketball Wives or Love and Hip Hop? I really don't know what the fuck she is, but I know I never like the look of her face because she looked kind of like a rat with a lot of plastic surgery, and I don't like the sound of her voice. And I don't like when she's talking to people. It sounds like she's intelligent, but she be saying a bunch of stupid ass shit. I really don't know what show it is because it was like 20 years ago when it was popping. But anyway, I don't like the bitch. And she was on a podcast, or I don't know if it was her podcast or if it was her daughter's podcast or whatever. But she on the podcast with some fucking bum ass rapper who I haven't heard of in 20 years. He's on the podcast with the child. I think the daughter's name was Shawnice or something like that. And the way that these two motherfucking Sagittariuses are ganging up on her, you supposed to be her motherfucking mama. You supposed to have her damn back because my mama gonna always have my motherfucking back, even when I'm wrong. She gonna tell me I'm wrong, like, show Ron. And I'm gonna be like, nah, Michelle, you gonna have my back on this one. And she gonna always have my back. And she gonna always teach me something. You didn't teach your daughter shit. And now she with this ain't shit ass nigga. Yeah, he was so disgusting. But so in the podcast, Shawnice is talking about her baby daddy or whatever. The Game, that's the name of the fucking rapper. Which, what the fuck even is the Game songs? Anyway, so she's talking to her rapper baby daddy slash ex-husband or whatever, and he's saying some shit like, I don't think she'll get married in the next year or whatever when we get divorced. And he's like, and that's nothing to do with you. But when people know that your baby daddy is the Game, and then here go Evelyn snickering like a motherfucking hyena in the background, laughing at her daughter. He's like, yeah, they know I don't play about my kids, but actually he do play about his kids because he, at a point in the interview, he goes, remember when I told you I don't change diapers? And she was like, yeah, I do. He was like, did I ever change diapers? And she was like, no, you didn't. And he was like, you thought you was going to change me? The cackle that evil bitch let out was like, she did. She thought she was going to change you. And he was like, yeah, you thought you was going to change me, but you didn't. I fucking hate you, bitch. And she was like, well, I do think that if you don't have anything wrong with your arms or your legs or arthritis or anything, you should be able to change your child's diaper. I did think that I was going to change you. And the reason why she thought that is because her evil ass mama didn't tell her shit because she was competing with her. Her evil ass mom was so nasty. Two Sagittarius is ganging, and Sagittarius by definition are narcissists. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I hate that for y'all. I do. I hate that for y'all. Sagittarius by definition are narcissists. What they said, the fuck goes. Y'all motherfuckers is wrong, and y'all are very intimidating, but not to a motherfucker like me, because my daddy was a Sagittarius. I ain't scared of that motherfucker. I used to be. I ain't scared of him either. Anyway. And I don't listen to anything that my daddy tells me, which is why a man can't tell me shit, because I don't even listen to my father. The cackle that came out of her mouth at all of her daughter's pain. Y'all hate y'all kids. Ew. That shit was so fucking nasty. And I'm like, bro, both of y'all are losers. Her ex-husband is a fucking loser. The mom is a fucking loser. The only person I feel bad for is the Shawnice girl. And of course, when you're raised by your parent, you're going to defend them. I don't really know if she defended her mama after that, but you could hear the hurt and the pain in her voice. And I'm like, I can't have motherfuckers like that in my circle. That's why I don't believe that blood is thicker than water. Because you cannot be in my circle and doing some shit like that. If you my family and you don't have my back, you gotta show me. Put your money where your mouth is. Show me that you have my back. Like what's the girl that's going on? She's going bar for bar right now, telling her story about how she got shot 9 times or 8 times or something, and She was 18 months or 18 weeks pregnant with her baby, and she lived, the baby lived, she was paralyzed. Every 5 seconds, it was something. The best friend then set her up. They didn't caught on to the guy, didn't catch the other guy, her baby daddy in it somehow. And then she didn't finally started walking a little bit again. And then the fucking her mama got canceled. Like, it's like, bro, I'm so into this motherfucking story. Homegirl got to make a movie. She has to make a movie. These are the types of books that I read. And that's why I'm hoping that I can find the footage later and then attach it at the end of this. But this is the type of books that I read. I need her to make a book right now today. These are the types of books that I read. They're urban romance books. Yeah. That's me sitting on the edge of my motherfucking seat, like, yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad that it got pushed through the algorithm because TikTok is on bullshit right now with that fucking algorithm. It's really pissing me off. Y'all know what the fuck that Black Americans are saying. We said it very, very clearly. And all this other shit, y'all need to wrap that shit up, especially in front of the white people during this month. We got to already deal with the psyops that the CIA sent in. Shannon Sharp, baddies, spicy bowls, Popeye's chicken, pop the fucking balloon, Candace Owens. And we got to deal with the psyops that the CIA is sending after us. And then we got to fight racist white people. And then we got to fight all the other color people that don't give a fuck about us. Let's wrap this shit up during Black History Month. It's really getting on my fucking nerves. What's really making me mad is that people are putting words in Black Americans' mouth. They're saying like, "Oh, y'all just don't give a fuck." Ain't nobody ever say we didn't give a fuck. We doing everything that we can do, which is reposting. You got King Triv out there right now trying to go to different places and say, "Hey, let me help you." And they said, "I think you're a plant sent by the DHS." He said, "Actually, fuck this shit. I'm out." Because y'all don't want our help. And a lot of times y'all don't help us. There was a 13-year-old girl walked into a convenience store after she had been kidnapped by one of us, kidnapped, and then, but it's a man. Men are separate from women, and this is the reason why. He kidnapped one of us. She got away from him, ran into a convenience store, asked the man for a phone. He slowly handed her the phone, like, "Come on, let's do this shit." Slowly handed her the phone. The guy who kidnapped her came in, put her in the motherfucking corner and said, "Get your ass back in this motherfucking car, because I ain't finished doing what the hell I'm gonna do to you." Kidnaps her. The store owner didn't do a bitch ass thing. It was a whole bunch of men in the store, and all the men ain't do a bitch ass thing. And that's the reason why we don't trust y'all. Yeah, yeah. And then after he done got away with the damn girl, now he gonna call the police and get on the footage. If it's fuck me, then it's fuck you at this point. And I'm not saying that everybody's culture is like that. I have a bunch of people where I've experienced their culture and they were so welcoming, inviting, and nice. I will say my favorite European country that I've been to so far is Germany. That shit is lit as fuck. I just came back and it was amazing. But when I was in China, I experienced Pakistani people for the first time. We went to China and it's our first night there. And when we walked to our room, it was a kitchen that said Muslims only. So we walk into our room, we put our stuff down. It's the middle of the night. We're trying to go get some food. I'm a vegan at the time, but after being there for a couple months, I decided just to be vegetarian because it was everything had eggs in it. And so anyway, I was vegan at the time. So by the time we drop our stuff off in our new room in China, we walk past the kitchen again. And now the kitchen that was previously unoccupied is full of guys laughing in there. So I want to laugh too. So I walk in the kitchen. My friend who's with me goes, "Sharon, you cannot walk in there." And so I was like, "Oh, you're right. Like, it says Muslims only." And so they're like, "No, come in, come in, come in. This is just for cooking because we cook our food halal. You can't cook in here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, we were actually going to go get some food. You know, they were trying to learn about me. Girl, they was trying to convert me. Them didn't want to be bad. The whole time I was there, they was always in my room. And I'm like, "Why are all y'all in here?" "Why are all y'all in here? They teaching us card games and shit." When their sisters came, they was so fucking mad. It was like, "Bro, y'all fucking up our time." Anyway, the point is, they welcomed me into the kitchen, and I was telling them, I was like, "We're actually about to go get some food. I'm hoping they have something late night because I'm a vegan. I'm a vegetarian." And it was like, "Oh, you is?" They was like, "Actually, you can cook in our kitchen." I said, "I can." And it was like, "Yeah, you can. And actually, you about to go get some food, but we finna cook for you." Them men sat there and made me bread from scratch. And they made me some kind of eggplant dish from scratch. Only me though. I came in there with two other men because I came in with my friend and then the guy who was showing us to our rooms. They only cooked for me and they served it to me. It was like 15 of them and they only served me. And I was just sitting there like, yeah. So yeah, I do. I do like different cultures, and I don't try to have preconceived notions on different cultures based on the couple of people that I've encountered, because that is something that the white people do to us. And as a person who's grown up in the United States of America, I've taken that, and because I've had such amazing experiences with Mexican people, I don't have any judgment towards Mexican people because I'm like, bro, the Mexicans been on my motherfucking side. I don't know what the fuck y'all going through, but the Mexicans been had my motherfucking back. When I was 16 years old, working at motherfucking cookout, they saw my work ethic and they was like, you ain't with the white people, okay? You with us. You can come to our parties. When we cooking, we bringing you some food. And I remember I was so trusting of them because they were so sweet, and they was really in love with me though. I ain't gonna hold you. The Mexicans in the kitchen, they was really in love with me because I'm like that. And one dude, he had teardrops on his eyes. And one day my mom did not pick up the phone, so I had to get home. And I'm like, bro, my mom's not. So he was telling me, he was like, I can take you home. Mind you, he only speaks Spanish. And this is why I say I'm really like that with the motherfucking languages, because I pick Spanish up immediately. I may not can speak it, but I pick that shit up. So he's like, I'll take you home. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you home. So he took me home, and my manager, who was white, was like, hold on, where are you going with him? And I was like, he's gonna drop me off at home. And he was like, looking at him, he's like, Ronnie, I don't think you should leave with him. He has a teardrop on his eye. And I was like, no, he's okay. He's still a man. So let me, as an adult, he's still a man. But I didn't look at it because he had a teardrop on his eye. And I didn't look at it because he was Mexican. That man dropped me off at home, didn't touch me, didn't do anything to me. He tried to have a conversation with me. I've had a conversation with him. Of course, I'm still a woman. So I'm any man in my vicinity, I'm looking like. But they took care of me. I remember the first time I walked into the wrong ass Mexican party. They used to invite me to all the damn Mexican parties, and I was only 16 years old. All the parties always got shut down. The cops always got called because they felt like we was too loud, but we wasn't. But this particular Mexican party was in a trailer park. And so I went into the address that they said, but because like I don't know if you ever like had a GPS into a trailer park, but some of them shits like don't send you to the exact right address. So I went to the wrong party, but it's Mexican people here, so I'm looking for my folks. Girl, they didn't make me a plate. I'm over here playing with the kids, and I'm like, where's Cedro at? And they like, we ain't got no Cedro here, which is crazy because it was a Mexican party. But I was like, they ain't got no, there's like a Cedro right there. It was like a Cedro right there. So I'm like, that's not a Cedro. There's like, that is a Cedro. So I was like, I'm at the wrong house. I know I am. So I'm finna make a call. Girl, the house I was at was like 2 blocks away or 2 streets away or whatever. And they was just like, okay, well, bye. See you later. This is the experiences that I've had with Mexican people. That's not to discredit the fact that some people have had racist experience with Mexican people. But what the white people do, which what we shouldn't, is they have that one, and I'm guilty of it too in the past, but they have that one experience with a person of that certain skin tone, and they're like, yeah, all the motherfuckers is racist anyway. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all what to do. It's Black History Month. Actually, do what the fuck you want to do, but let's not make that until next month. And I will say that I started dating when I was 19 years old because I never liked anybody before that. Um, my first girlfriend was Native American. She was Sapona Okwanichi Native American. And what she used to tell me was the reason why Native Americans ride for Black Americans is because y'all came here, y'all knew what the fuck was going on, and y'all rode for us just like we rode for y'all. She was like, you don't have bad history and bad blood between us. Every other culture does. And she doesn't, and also she told me that she didn't like when white people would be like, I'm also Native American because they did their ancestry DNA 23andMe, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm 1/16th Cherokee. She did not like that shit. And she said, we don't like that shit. As a Native American, if you cannot tell me what tribe you came from, we do not claim you. And that's why I had a problem with homegirl who tagged me in 6 fucking videos telling me that I was fucking wrong about Black Americans taking a step back after y'all spit in our face. She's talking about something. I'm Native American. That bitch was lying. She said, I'm Native American. I'm Polynesian. I'm Japanese. I'm Sicilian. I'm everything but white. And the bitch looked white as fuck. And she was like, and there are some people who would discredit what I'm saying just because of the color of my skin. You're white. You're lying. And if you were Native American, you would not be defending white people the way you are. You would not be doing that shit. Every other culture does that. Native Americans don't do that shit, and that's why I fucking respect them. That's why the reason why I was watching Yellowstone and I was on the chief side the whole fucking time. He said, "Nah, y'all gonna have to give me my shit back. Y'all took our shit from us. You gonna have to give me this shit back." I fucked with Yellowstone because I like the chief. I like everything that was happening to Native Americans. Like they was like, y'all stole from us. This is our shit, and give it back. I was fucking with it, and also getting into their culture. But yeah, I don't like a white person to be like, yeah, because I'm Native American too. No, the fuck you are not. Native Americans don't defend white people the way you're doing it. And she was saying all types of stupid shit too. She was like, yeah, there were thousands of white people hanging right along with black people. Girl, no the fuck there was not thousands. There was a couple of them, and that was because they was helping us. You right. What do you want, a cookie? That's the problem with y'all. Y'all want a damn cookie. And then she was saying, but she was saying all types of crazy shit. She was saying like, oh, and it wasn't white women back then. It was definitely not white women because we were slaves just like black people. What the fuck are you saying to me? She said, yeah, because they were being raped and their children were being ripped out of their motherfucking arms. And y'all was a part of that history too. She was like, no, they didn't own anything, let alone children. Stop right there. Stop right there because y'all were the most sinister and evil motherfuckers back then because and this is why I feel like white women hate me now because I can't have your husband if I want to. And that's why Charlie Kirk's wife hated Candace Owens because she knew about that goddamn affair. And he was telling her, and he was really trying to get with Candace Owens on the low. I still don't fuck with Candace Owens because that bitch is a little bit slow. But that's the reason why Charlie Kirk's wife hated Candace Owens. But no, y'all have a terrible history. Y'all hated us because while your husbands were raping us, you were mad at us about it. How dare you seduce my husband and make him rape you? And now actually you deserve it. But not only do I hate you, I hate this mixed ass child who is my child's bastard child. And because of that, I'm going to do sinister shit to you and I'm going to do fucked up shit to this child. Madame Delphine Lalaurie, anyone? She was mixed. She was white passing, so she was white. There is a reason why we can tell people who are first generation immigrants, first generation Americans, and their parents are immigrants, the same way that we can tell when you have a white mother. We can tell because of the shit that y'all do when you're mixed. That one girl got on here crying, saying shit like, oh, I wish I was full black. I wish I was full black because it's so hard for me. I'm not black enough for the blacks and I'm not white enough for the white people, but you guys are judging me. This is the shit that we're talking about, okay? This is how we can tell that you have a white mom because why the fuck are you crying? Nobody did anything to you. Nobody was even talking to you. And that's why I have a problem with that bitch that tagged me in 6 fucking videos because bitch, you're slow. Why? I wasn't even talking to you. If you're all these other cultures, and then she's talking about I'm Sicilian and that's not white. Bitch, Sicilian is white. Now, and no, because some Italians think that they're the whites. Some Italians think that they're the blacks of the white people. No, the fuck you're not. If anybody, the Irish are the blacks of the white people. Y'all are not fucking. And I remember one time Charisma and my sister Charisma, we were going to a convenience store in the middle of the night. Actually, it was a convenience store. It was a liquor store. We was in a liquor store in the middle of the night. And then I had said something to the dude. I was like, oh, you a cool white boy or something like that. He was like, I ain't white. I said, well, what is you? Because you look white. He said, I'm Italian. Here you go. Her dumb ass. Talk about some. That is the whites. That is the blacks of the white people. Why the fuck are you playing so much? Why are you playing so much? Because it's not. If anything, the Irish are the blacks of the white people. And I will not be expanding on that actually because I have to wrap this shit up. Actually, this time I'm gonna wrap this up. I understand that y'all want us to get outside and help during Black History Month, but that shit won't be happening. What I will say is, since y'all need to be told how to do everything, this is how y'all gonna do the revolution, okay? Because y'all gotta take examples and leadership from y'all founding fathers, okay? Y'all need to get organized, and Antifa is the smartest motherfuckers to do this shit. Antifa needs to actually become the terrorist organization that they're calling them. That's going to be y'all new founding fathers. Organize, get inside of their ranks, open the door for whoever is going to be y'all leader to walk into that motherfucking house. Say, I have taken out your white king and took your white house, and now come get it back in blood, pussy. And that is the way that I want this civil war to start. And somebody posted something under one of the videos that I was watching, and I'm going to read it to you because it was very interesting to me. He said, being a liberal has to be exhausting. It must be awful going through life delusional, afraid, extremely emotional, enraged at all the time, and hating your country and hoping it fails. Actually, it's really easy. It was built by y'all and for y'all, and now it ain't that. This is supposed to be the melting pot. Burn it down. Burn it to the ground, actually. Y'all over here standing outside of detention centers, throwing snowballs and singing, we can change your mind. You can change your mind. Girl, burn that shit down. Because if they send me to one of them marriage camps, I'm going to burn it down with all of us in it. I promise you I am. So y'all gonna have to actually take this the violent way. Y'all gonna have to use y'all Second Amendment rights. Y'all gonna have to go watch the 100, become Clark Griffin, Juan Hader, and radiate level 5. You are one crew or you are the enemy of one crew. Actually set this bitch off, but wait until I leave in a couple months before y'all really get it the way it needs to be. But yeah, y'all gonna have to burn it down, literally. But y'all gonna have to do it, okay? Not us, y'all. This is overwhelmingly y'all fault. This is overwhelmingly everybody else's fault, and y'all gonna have to fight about it. And I mean that. Okay? All right, now I can wrap the video up. Just during this month, I want y'all to keep all the diaspora wars and all that other shit to a minimum. And if I can, I'm going to attach the footage after this of my book recommendations, because it was really good footage and I was able to keep it. So if I'm not able to attach that footage, then I guess bye. I'll do a segment on highlighting Black authors, which it don't matter that it's Black History Month. Every month I'm reading Black authors. But these are just some authors that I wanted to highlight because I think their books are really fucking good. So the first one is Lakeisha. I've been reading her series, Married to an Unhinged Billionaire, which is about this girl who is a Black ginger, and I haven't read anything about Black gingers yet. She's a Black ginger, and on her wedding day to her man who she's been dealing with for like 16 years, he gets arrested because the best friend set him up, and he gets arrested on their wedding day. She tried to do his bid with him because he got life because his friend set him up so fucking good because her best friend was also his best friend's they was in a relationship and they was jealous of them as a couple. And so they set them up and so they could get on top. And so she was trying to do the bid with him. She come and see him like, I don't know if it's a year or two later, but she go and see him and during family day because the people then called, was like, hey, it's family day, so you bring your 16-year-old son to come see his dad. And she was like, I thought it was every year. And she was like, no, it's every 6 months. So she go in there, and I think it was just a year later that she was gonna do that whole bit with him. And so she go in there, the security guards looking at her all funny, like, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead in there. He back there taking a family picture with his side bitch and the baby. And she went fucking ballistic, but then all this shit happened. So the guy who she's with is a Haitian billionaire, and his father passed away, making him the head of the company. And come to find out from his rival, this white man who really don't want him to have hotels, he want his property and been wanting his property, but they just keep motherfucking winning. But I ain't never read nothing about no Haitians before either. And so the rival come in and he like, I got to talk to you about something. He like, why you want to do this at my father's funeral? And he's like, you know what? You come to me when I'm ready, and I'm ready tonight. So he come in and he got his whole family there because he like, I want my mom here, my brother's here. I want everybody involved in this to know what the hell you think you got on me, that you so sure that you about to take down my whole family's legacy. Girl, he done found out that this man's citizenship is found out that the parents had faked his citizenship because even though two of his brothers were born there, his citizenship is fake, his cousin's citizenship is fake, and his dad's citizenship was fake because they couldn't get it in time. And now they are billionaires, Black billionaires, and they don't got citizenship papers. Girl, he got to find a wife. quick so he can get citizenship. And so it's just a whole bunch of shit ensues. And it's like so much betrayal and mess. And y'all know I love that messy shit. That's like my favorite type of shit. It got sinister. I'm talking about ignorant. And I read the first 2 books and I'm on the 3rd book and I am smiling from ear to ear. So the book is called Married to an Unhinged Billionaire and the author's name is Lakeisha. So that's the first book. Connie Easton, she's also a really good author. She wrote Man of the Year, which was a book about this surgeon and oh, first of all, he's the chief of staff and he's crazy as hell. Anyway, this girl, I was a long time ago when I read this book, but I've been reading her more recent stuff. But anyway, so he's chief of surgery and he's crazy as fuck and he has like an own side business and other things, but people really hate him because he's a black chief of surgery. Anyway, the girl, she's real self independent, this, that, and third, and she has a little brother, and something happened to the little brother where he ended up in the hospital. So because he ended up in the hospital, him being the chief of surgery, he met her. And as soon as he saw her, he was like, yeah, we together. And she was like, I don't know if I want to be with you. And he was like, that don't matter. Sign this right here. He literally just bombarded his way into her life. And I really appreciated it. He was crazy as fuck though. And I like that type of crazy. I ain't gonna hold y'all. And it was really romantic, but it was definitely a dark romance, and she writes dark romances. I think Connie Easton was the one who wrote, damn, what is that book called? Bentley. I can't think of the name of the book. Where my Kindle at? My best friend dropped me off at the airport the other day. I almost left my Kindle, and I was pissed. Royce. Royce. That's what it is called. That's what it's called. Um, Forever in Atkins, and just go read Royce Forever in Atkins, and then you'll figure out what I'm talking about. The 3rd author is Mesha. I love Mesha. I think that she is so creative. And she wrote, the first book I read by her was called The Baker's Bully. And it was about this girl who had been dealing with this. I love the authors that be having like a girl be dumb and then she get real smart because she gets smart just in time to have a good man. And the girl, it starts off with the best friend riding around following the girl's boyfriend through the hood from the strip club because I don't know if it's her birthday or it's Valentine's Day, but either way, he's cheating on her. He brought a girl home from the strip club. So the best friend is following them in the car on the phone, and she's directing her best friend on where to go to follow the man. So he's a very specific type of car. And so she's following him. She finally gets to where she thinks he is, and then she sees the car. So she goes and tears the damn car up. Not the best friend, the girl, because now she's at a point the boyfriend saw that the best friend was tailing him, so he started like running through the hood, and that's how she started telling her where she last saw him, and then now they both riding around looking for the car. So she finds the car, she starts tearing it up with like a bat, like tearing it up because she's like, all the time that I spent in this motherfucking relationship with you, and you keep cheating on me, and you keep having babies on me, and I keep sticking out with you because you keep trying to get me back, even though I keep being done with you. And then you're leaving on, I don't know if it was Valentine's Day or her birthday, but either way, you're now leaving the club again with the stripper bitch. And so she tore that car up. And then this man comes out of the huge house that the car was parked in front of and puts a gun to her temple and was like, why are you tearing up my car? I don't even know you. And she's like, this not my man car. This not my red car. And he was like, nah, it's not. It's actually a more expensive car because this is custom. It was the last thing that my father gave me before he died. So either you're going to have to pay me back this millions of dollars or I'm going to have to kill you. And she was like, I ain't got millions of dollars, but I don't want you to kill me. He's like, fine, you can come dance in my strip club. Because apparently it was his strip club that the guy had came from. And she was like, I cannot dance in your strip club because I am a baker. I own a restaurant, my friend. He's like, that don't matter. Okay. You either gonna do this or I'm gonna kill you. And she was like, okay. So she told the best friend, and the best friend was like, how the fuck you didn't know that it was his car? And she was like, girl, I'm riding around looking for him just like you. It looked like the fucking car. She was like, why you didn't check the license plate or some shit before you did it? Either way, you gonna have to dance. And as your best friend, I'ma dance with you. We gonna do this shit together. And so they ended up falling in love, but it was messy as fuck. I love mess. Y'all know every time I turned around, it was some motherfucking drama in that book. So that is called The Baker's Bully by Misha Mesh, and I read a couple things by her, and she's actually a really good author. Mea Monique. If you into fantasy, The Grim Reaper's Lawyer, I really like The Grim Reaper's Lawyer. I was so infatuated with her when I first read that book, and I like the first artwork more than I like the second artwork. The Grim Reaper's Lawyer is basically this girl, I think she's like 30 years old, and she's defending this client who I think he did what he did or whatever he was accused of. So he ended up losing the case. And so when he lost the case, he grabbed like the officer's weapon or something and shot her and killed her. So that's how the story starts off. She just got killed. So when she dies, there's different departments after in the afterlife, and it's like a whole world that she has created. And one of the departments is the Grim Reapers. So they sort you into wherever you're going. And so the one dude is a Korean guy. He comes and he's like, basically, no nonsense. He's like, all right, we got to go. And she's like, what happened? He like, you did. That's neither here nor there. I need you to be my lawyer because something happened in the Grim Reaper department that never happened before. And now they're trying to fire me. And that is like cosmic consequences because this ain't no regular fucking job. Like, this is the afterlife. So I need you to be my lawyer. And she was like, no. And he was like, no, you either gonna be my lawyer or you going to hell. And she was like, then I'm gonna go to hell. Hell was, and he was like, are you sure? Like he double, triple checked. And she was like, yeah. So hell was her for 5 years, reliving the day that her client shot her. And so when he pulled her out, she was like screaming and losing her fucking mind. And she was like, you punished me for 5 years? He was like, it was actually 5 minutes, but in here, like, time is different. And she was like, she was like, why the fuck would you do that? He said, now that you know what you're up against, do you want to help me or not? And she was like, yes, but fuck you. Girl, they ended up doing all types of freak shit. I ain't gonna hold you. And even if you're not into like smut and shit like that, it was because most of the story was just the plot. That's what I love about these books is it's mostly the plot. Okay, I ain't gonna have y'all reading something that's basically fucking errata baby. Okay, the world building, the storytelling, it was amazing. And honestly, if you're not into smut, you can literally just skip past those chapters. It was so fucking good and funny. It was funny as shit. So, Mea Monique, The Grim Reaper's Lawyer, and then the second book, God's Missing Lawyer, that was also really good. And it was very creative. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. I love with a black person. That's why I said I can't be a person that goes into a book slump in 2026 because black people keep writing books. And the last author is Tessa Stone, and she writes dark paranormal romances. And the dark paranormal romance that I first read by her, I can't remember the name, but I know the only one that's coming to my mind right now is Claiming Gabriel. But I don't think that was the first book in the fucking series. But my candle not turning on right now, so I won't be able to tell y'all. But basically, it's a story about shifters. That's what she writes about. She writes paranormal. So it's set in Michigan, and basically it's kind of like the world is now where the incels have taken over and they're all throughout government, and there's people who are very uh conservative, and but I'm just talking about like extremely radicals, and they are basically they want all women subservient to them, and they hate that they're now shifters because the curse was broken on like wolf shifters and bear shifters, all the shifters. The curse that was put on them thousands of years ago was now broken, so they can now find their mates because that's what they live to do. Like they live to like find their mates and mate and then have children and then live their lives. But they hate the shifters because and all the magical beings, there's like witches and all types of shit in there. It's a crazy story. And they hate them because they treat women like glory. Like women are precious to them and they wait their whole lives for the women. And of course they're faithful to them because once they found their fated mate, they can't have attraction to other people. Girl, the first book that I read by her, the girl she had just gotten off of work and she has a roommate, and the roommate is like in a relationship with like four men. She walks into the house and the girl is on camera doing a porno with the one guy, and then the main boyfriend is like recording it, and she walks in and she's like, can y'all just not do this shit in the middle of my fucking living room, please? And so he corners her in the kitchen. He's like, you know what, I think you should have my child. I think I'm gonna fuck you tonight. And she was like, ew, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you with my roommate. And he like, that don't matter, you seem like you could be my main bitch. And like that's really how he's talking to her. She's like, you fucking disgusts me. So she goes into her room to take a shower, and like she's telling her friend, like, you really need to get rid of these niggas. Like, they're terrible. You need to leave them. And she's like, no, like I love them. You don't even know. She goes in her room, and the one friend who was, I guess, having sex with her on camera or whatever, is outside the other guy's door. And he's like, or they're outside her door having a conversation. And they're like, you know what? We should just drug her and rape her tonight, like we did to the other girl. And we could just send her over to like a whorehouse, but then let's do what we need to do to her tonight. And that way we can keep her captive here. And the main boyfriend was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I just wanted to wait, and I wanted to give her the option to be with me. But since she's playing games, I guess we could just do that tonight. But then after that, I'll just keep her. And he's like, all right, cool, break. So she hears that shit and she was like, noted. I'm finna get to the compound, which is like a whole island with the shifters. So they hear her like shuffle in her room. So they open the door, like, hey, you all right here? She's like, oh yeah, I'm finna take a shower. What's up with y'all? And it was like, hey, nothing. But we gonna talk later. She's like, absolutely, of course. So they said like leave the door open or some shit like that. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. She cracked the door a little bit and then she went out the fucking window. So after a while, like shit was getting too quiet when she started to shower or whatever. So they heard her. They got her right when she was getting out the window. So now they chasing her. She didn't got out the window, fell down the motherfucking fire escape, and got into her vehicle. They chasing her all down I-95 and shit, trying to get to her. And she like, hell no, I'm finna get to this motherfucking island with the goddamn shifters, because even if your fated mate is not there, they're still going to protect you. Girl, she didn't get to the damn island, and or she's trying to run away to the island, and I think her car runs out of gas, so she has to go to a gas station. The guys are behind her. She's thinking it's them. The bear shifter comes up and he's like, I can smell that your fated mate is on you. But she's like, I don't trust men right now. I need to get to somewhere fucking safe. She gets gas real quick and she starts going. She gets so scared, and they started chasing her again, that she like tumbles off the side of the damn road onto the island property. So the wolf shifter that's her fated mate smells her, and he starts run. I'm talking about booking it. He like changes into his wolf form, books it, finds her. She's fucked up in the car, all bloody and shit, and because she had to get away from them. And so he picks her up and he's like, oh my gosh, she's about to die. So then the witch, who is like she was the one who broke the curse, and she's also like the sheriff of the town. She appears and she's like, I have to take her and heal her. And he's like, no. And she's like, I have to. And he's like, I want her. Like, this is my fucking mate. I want her. And she's like, I'm not gonna take her from you. I'm not gonna do anything to her, but you know I have to help her. And he's like, man, fuck. So I guess she did something to like fix her or whatever. And then she was like, okay, so now we should. He said, hell no. He picked her up and took her back to his cottage, which he built for her, because they build shit, okay, and cook for you. And anyway, he took her back to his motherfucking cottage while she was rehabilitated. And when she woke up, she was just like, where the fuck am I? So now she thinking maybe they caught up to her and put her in some cottage in the woods. And so she hears him knock on the door, and she should have known that wasn't fucking him, because or them, because they don't knock. They just come in and take shit like they do. And so when he knocked, she didn't answer. She got under the bed because she ain't had nowhere to hide. And he came in and he was like, I can smell you. I know you under the bed. And she was like, okay, I'm coming out, but what the fuck is going on? And he was like, basically, you my fated mate, and we finna be together. You can have whatever you want. I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna give you life. You just can't leave. Like, you live here now. And she was like, okay. And so the love story ensued. It was great. So that is Tessa Stone. And that's my little I don't know if I'm gonna take my book talk page here, but I don't know. I'm just yapping for real, and trying to see if this video finally gets done so I can edit it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna wrap it up here, because if I can't edit it, I'm gonna have a fucking attitude. Everything's getting on my nerves lately. So if you like this video, then like this video and subscribe, and tell me what else you guys want me to talk about. I'll put the email in the description if I'm able to edit this and if I'm able to upload this. So that was Angry Black Woman's new podcast. Bye.